Hello, hello, and welcome. Today, I'm going to be showing you how I made this feather robe, or sugar daddy robe, or maternity robe, as some would call it. Anyways, so right here, I am setting up my patterns that I made and kind of analyzing the shape and the length. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to kind of trim it up and make it look more even. As you can see, it's kind of hodgepodge because the the paper that I use to make patterns with, it's not very wide, so if I need something that's kind of wider, then I gotta like jigsaw it together. But yeah, here I'm just edging it up, trimming it up. Now I'm gonna be laying out this fabric. So I found this fabric actually at Walmart, and it's really pretty. It's not really tulle, but it's like, I don't even know how to explain it, but really pretty fabric. It has this awesome like shiny metallic look to it. But I will say this is probably the most difficult fabric I've ever worked with. It's very lightweight, it slips and slides all over itself, and I didn't realize it until I started cutting, but immediately once you start cutting this fabric, it starts to fray. All those little like shiny metallic-y bits that you see in there, that's like almost like tinsel. So yeah, it was really hard to work with this material, but it looks so good. So I already did the back half. I did it on a fold, that way it was just one solid piece. Now here I am working on the front sections. And again, I'm laying down 2 layers of this material. That way I don't have to cut it twice. I can just cut it once and it'll be even. I think about right here is where I started to notice that this fabric was not going to be working with me very well. It, again, was starting to fray like crazy. But she getting it. And obviously I sped the video up because I'm not going to bore you with sitting here watching a whole tutorial on this, but altogether I'd say that this project took me maybe an hour and a half to do. So I've got the back piece finished, and now I've got the front panels finished, so I'm laying them together and I'm going to start sewing them together. So here I'm sewing, starting at the underarm, at the underneath of the sleeve, going all the way down, sewing the 2 together. Again, it was not easy working with this fabric. So normally when you have a fabric that frays really, really easily, what you can do is take like a lighter to it and kind of burn the edges, and what that'll do is it'll melt it and kind of seal it off from fraying more. So I tried that with this fabric, but can't do it with this fabric because as soon as you do, it kind of turns into like Velcro. And it just started sticking all over itself, and it was like a nightmare. So I ended up having to just fold over those hems a few times. That way those little like fabric-y Velcro burnt bits were like not touching the fabric. Again, I've never worked with this fabric before. I'm not quite sure how to even use it, to be honest, because it's very fragile. Like as soon as you cut it, it just falls apart. So we'll see what happens with my finished garment and how long it lasts. But again, it's really pretty. So now, again, actually what I'm doing is, at this point I had already noticed that the edges were fraying like no tomorrow, so I'm basically going through and I'm just putting a hammer on the entire perimeter of this fabric. Every single bit that's got, where I took scissors and cut it, I had to do this to it. Definitely took a little bit more time because this is not a process that I would have done, because I'm going to be putting feathers onto these parts, so I had to though, because otherwise it was going to fall apart and not be usable. So finishing that part, and then next I'm going to be kind of trying it on just to see how it's going to fit. It fits wonderfully. I'm getting excited at this point because I've never made one of these before, and these things are expensive. Like if you look on Amazon or online, like you can't find these little like feather robe things for less than like $50 to $100. So after I decided that it was going to be a good fit, I went ahead and started adding the feathers to the trim. This was so hard to do because the feathers just kept getting stuck in my machine. So as you see, this is just a itty bitty little bit at a time process, like literally an inch at a time. Adjust it, inch, adjust it, inch, adjust it. But it worked out in the end. So here's the reveal. I'm going to show you now how it looked in the end. Came out fabulous. Yeah, so pretty, so fun. Definitely will be fun to wear during a number. If you liked my little tutorial, if you want to see more, please follow me if you're not already on Instagram or YouTube at India Drag Queen. I keep saying I'm going to make more of these videos, but I promise I'm going to try to make more. And of course, if you would like to see me make more, then please leave a comment and let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.